Diretso na lang po ulit.
Hey, now we are live. So, good evening, everyone. Good morning, wherever you are. So, this is a very special live stream. And in fact, I even have Aris with us, who I think this is the first time he is doing a live stream with us as well for the group. Hello, Chai. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, yeah.
And okay, so this is our surprise exclusive giveaway from Sumo Deals. Did anyone guess? Okay, I'm still up for the guesses, and anyone who guessed it right, then you can get something for free. Any guesses? Hey, everyone. Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think nobody has guessed it. So one person has guessed either Lake Joy or Client Joy. Actually, Lake Joy is my live stream for tomorrow. You also have to join that one. And another one guessed it's the founder of Melon. Okay, sorry, I don't have the access to Logitech. Okay, so yeah. Oh, the question was, okay, you know who our special guest is, but what is our surprise exclusive giveaway?
All right.
Any Okay, so really no one can guess it. Okay, so no worries. Anyway, all of us, just you being here, you are going to get something. Okay, so good morning, good evening again, everyone. So, shopper.com, BL, that was yesterday.
Everyone's going to be so disappointed. They wanted shopper.com. They wanted Melon.
My
Oh my
Content
goodness.
Labs, that's another giveaway that is going to end today. Make sure that if you want to win that, do click
Shout,
the link that Fernando
Someone
shared in
guessed
our.
it.
shout out to shopper.com. I like that tool. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, who is this?
Someone
Heyo. All right.
Jess
Hey,
Osod.
identify yourself. Who are you?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting me out of my misery. Thank you.
Okay, so who is this Facebook user? Sorry, I couldn't see your name. So we are going to get something extra for this.
Uh-huh.
Promise?
I'm
Okay.
gonna give you a high five. There you go.
Yeah, we have a high five or extra 50 or even 100 rows. So
Yeah,
yes,
we'll
you're
get.
right. So what we have here tonight, Dave Fonviel, the founder of Sheets Genie. So what is Sheets Genie? So this is something that can scrape data from the web to Google Sheets. And you know me, I am non-tech, so this is something that, oh, okay, would be challenging for me, but I'm sure Dave will be able to help me later on how I can work on Sheets Genie, because this is really something that I would say it's less complicated than other scraping tools that is in the
Yeah.
market right now. Okay, so this is one of the simplest scraping tools. That's how I put it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I would love for everyone to be able to use it, whether they're like super sophisticated scrapers or like complete beginners. I love scraping. I think it's fun and I think it's profitable. So it's the best of both worlds. Uh, do you want me
All
to
right, so we
quickly?
have, wow, 20 viewers tonight in our group.
Uh,
So this is really a huge
Wow.
crowd. So thank you everyone for attending. So first,
Wow.
yes, yes. So first, Dave, can you please introduce yourself?
yes. So guys, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Dave Fonville, and I am. Can I share my screen, Elma? How
Yes, you
do
can.
Elma? So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen really quick. Uh, they're asking me if I understand something, and let's let's share. Okay. Are you
Okay,
guys? You're seeing my screen now?
almost there. One moment.
Hey yo. All
Yes,
right.
we
So
can see your screen now.
Yes.
we're in the infinite loop. Okay.
Right.
So here, very quickly to introduce you guys, my name is Dave Fonville. I am the founder of Online Success Genie. This is my grinning face right here. If you want to learn anything more about me, if you're curious, there's an about section where I tell you a little bit about myself, and you get to see a picture of my dog when he was a puppy. I can tell you that I've been making a living online for for well over 10 years. So this is the first time where I share what I'm doing online, including Sheets Genie. So to get into Sheets Genie really quickly, if you wanted to check it out, you just come to onlinesuccessgenie.com. You can actually even go to, if you're not going to remember that, just sheetsgenie.com. It will redirect you there if I did it correctly, because there you go. See, it'll redirect you to the proper page. But anyway, if you want to learn anything about it, you go to About Sheets Genie, and you can go ahead and install it. This is a Google Sheets add-on, first and foremost. So the first thing to understand about Sheets Genie is it's all about Google Sheets. So if you like Google Sheets, you use it, I think you'll love it. If you don't like Google Sheets, start to like it because it's awesome. So here, if you click on Get Instant Access to Sheets Genie, what this will do is it takes you to the Google Sheets add-on where you just install it. And once you install it, it gets added to your Google account, and now you can start using Sheets Genie really quick. You can go over, the way it'll work is that you come over here, Sheets Genie will be in your menu, and then account lifetime deal, you will first create an account, and then you will have access to Sheets Genie, which is if you do it like in the next 2 days, you're going to get an extra bonus 50 rows for Sheets Genie. So you'll go from 200 rows to 250 rows instantly. So I would go ahead and create an account sooner than later, just because you can get that kind of a deal. The way that the rows work, just so you know, is you basically you'll have like 200 rows when you start for free. You'll get an extra 50 for creating an account now, and then if you want to purchase rows later, purchase limits later to like to whatchamacallit, to increase your rows, you can, but that's optional. It's not necessary. All right. So right now, Elma, is there anything else you would like me to introduce about myself and who I am, or would you like me to just jump right into the demo so that people can see it?
Just please drop okay, let's do the demo, because this is a very powerful tool and it's so simple to use. And I really hope that I could learn this, because I'm non-tech and this is something that is so challenging for me.
Okay, guys. So we're going to follow this this little thing I have here. I'm going to do a couple demos for you. Since we're all kind of LTD fans, this is something else I meant to tell you guys about me. I've been buying LTDs for like over 11 years. I mean, I spend a ton on LTDs each year. So I'm one of you guys. All right. So I'm kind of familiar with like LTD stuff. So I'm going to focus on how you can use Sheets Genie for example, to scrape AppSumo deals, and how you can even organize your AppSumo purchases with Sheets Genie, just to show you some of the functionality. So to give you a quick sense of how this works, with Sheets Genie, once you get everything set up, one thing I'm going to tell you one thing I'm going to show you before I get into all this. If you guys don't know scraping or anything about scraping, I'm not going to get into the actual mechanics today, but I did want you to know that I do like teaching people how to do web scraping. This is a new course I'm teaching that's got a bunch of students. Udemy has given it the hot new status, and you don't have to buy it to learn a lot about web scraping and Sheets Genie, because these are all, I've set as many as I could to preview. Okay. so you can like go and check it out and learn right away. So I'm not going to get into the mechanics of selectors and stuff today, but it's more about what Sheets Genie can actually do. So let's get into that. So the way Sheets Genie works is that you have a special sheet called a control center sheet. In this case, I've set up my control center sheet into my scrape for AppSumo deals, right? So like, let's say you wanted to browse AppSumo deals. What you really want is you just want to collect all these deals, and you want to put them into a sheet. So first thing I want to tell you guys is I'm showing you how to do this for AppSumo deals, but you can do this for pretty much anything. And instead of just thinking of this as like a AppSumo deals demo, think of this as a lead generating demo, because you could be scraping all sorts of listings for leads. In this case, these might be leads for products to promote or founders to interact with or things you might want to purchase. But whatever it is, like there's profit behind this if you know what you're looking for. So the idea here is we want to scrape all this stuff and put it into a sheet really quickly so we can use it for fun, for profit, for whatever we want. And so the way Sheets Genie works is you have a control center sheet, and I can tell it here, look, I want to go to AppSumo browse. I want to put my scrape in this sheet named AppSumo deals. I can give it a brief scrape description if I want, and then I can specify how I want to scroll. Here I said I want to scroll down, up, down. I can set a maximum number of clicks or scrolls. So right now, I'm going to set it to 5 just for fun to show you how it works. And then you see run row. This is row 81. You would just go here, extensions, Sheets Genie, run task row. That's 81. And I'm going to explain to you what it does. Right now, this is the Google Sheets add-on, which allows you to send the data. It sends it to the browser, but there's also a special Sheets Genie Chrome extension, which allows you to collect the data and then execute those instructions. That's how the magic works. So the extension talks to the browser. The extension picks up the information in the browser, executes all the scrapes. And what's really cool about it is, first of all, it's immediate gratification because you are getting all these details, all these leads, and then you are sending them directly back to Google Sheets exactly where you want it, exactly how you want it. And as a result of that, it's really fast. And another thing that's really cool about it is because it's done all in your browser, okay, it just finished that scrape. So let's come over and we'll look here and let's see when, oh, okay, did you see it just popped? That meant there it goes. The data just came in. So we just scraped 5 pages of data with Sheets Genie. And let me jump to the bottom. Okay, so that's like 140 leads or deals, whatever you want to call it. And you have all the details like nicely organized. And I'm not going to get into it with this scrape, but like by default, it'll give you your date, the start URL, the extra info. You can modify this so it doesn't show this if you want. You can set up your scrape however you want. And the beautiful thing about it is you've got everything directly into Google Sheets immediately, so you're not dealing with that really annoying, downloading CSVs, uploading. It's just here, it's ready, it's good to go. And what's awesome too is you're basically come across as a natural user, so you're not having to worry. Like when I use Sheets Genie, I'm never worrying with proxies. I'm never using user agents. I'm never using all these kinds of things to camouflage who I am, because this is a pro tip. I think I put it down here. I didn't even put this here as a pro tip. A pro tip is if you come across as a natural user, let's just type that out. Pro tip: natural user equals easier scrapes. So I want to clear up a misconception for a lot of people right now, because if you don't know much about scraping, you will have heard about things like, oh, proxies, cookies. I have to use a special way to log in. I've got to hide who I am when I'm doing this. And first of all, it's really confusing. It's really a hassle, and it's really scary. And I'm telling you, you don't need to do that for the majority of your scrapes. The majority of your scrapes, it's easier and better if these websites see you as a real natural user, because then they let you in and they let you do your thing. It's when you start modifying your VPN, your proxy, your user agents, they start to try to kind of pick and match the different data and see what doesn't add up. And that's what kind of gets you dinged a little bit. So yes, some websites you might need to camouflage yourself, maybe, but the majority of you, you're not going to. And so this makes it so much easier to scrape, because it's just you getting the data. The websites let you in much more easily. and you get it, and you get to move on with your life. So anyway, so this is that was a very quick example of how Sheets Genie can get data into your sheets very quickly and easily, scraping many of a kind. And by the way, all this, if you're like, oh, but how do I scrape many of a kind elements? Again, this is what this Udemy course helps you do, and I would check out the free previews just to see it for yourself how to do it. So let me jump on to, well, Elma, let me ask you, since you're a non-techie, what jumped out at you? What are some questions you might have about this that, if any, or did you understand this fairly well?
I understand it fair enough, but I need to go to the mechanics, like how do I assign, for example, each column and what data would go to that column.
Okay.
So
So
that's the
would you
part
like,
that I would struggle a little bit. Yeah.
okay, so would you like me to just quickly go into it? Okay, I
Yes,
wasn't, all right. So let me just do it. I was just trying to go through this super fast for you guys, but let me show you. Okay. So the beauty of Google Sheets, I don't know if you know, I don't know how well you guys use Google Sheets, but it's super easy to hide rows and do things with it, which plays very well for Sheets Genie, because I have templates created for you guys, right? Where if you're using Sheets Genie and you want to scrape many of a kind, like this AppSumo scrape is an example of a many of the same kind of a scrape. So if I click this button right here, what happens is it's going to create a template sheet for me that is going to walk me through this process step by step. So you literally go through these steps, and it's going to tell you exactly what to do. So for example, for this AppSumo scrape, we wanted what? We wanted to start with AppSumo browse, right? I'm going to just close it because we don't need it. I would put it in here. I would put in the sheet name for the results, test 2, or whatever I wanted to, a description, so on. Then it would let me do a dumb scrape to see how well I did. Just to help take the fear of web scraping away from you guys just a little bit, I'm going to do something really fast for you. I teach this in the course, but I'm going to teach it to you right now. What I do for scraping that makes it really easy is I use this extension, which is called Selector Gadget, okay? So if you're a complete beginner, or even you're a pro, you just click Selector Gadget, and you'll notice that this thing popped up here at the bottom. What this allows me to do is I'm like, I want to scrape stuff like this, right? So I just click that button, and look, it just highlighted all these things for me. It is saying like, this is the stuff that Dave wants to get, and this is the selector for it. This is called, I'm going to treat you guys as if you know nothing about this. So I'm not trying to be
That's me.
condescending.
That's
Okay.
me, by the way.
So I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm just saying, so this is what is known as a selector, a CSS selector, if you want to be more technical. But so all you do is you copy this. This is your selector. You just copy this, and because this is a many of the same kind, it's saying, what is your selector? We just copied it, and we're just going to paste it right there. We're just going to copy and paste it just as it is. So brief description, let's do Elma test. All right, let's just do that just so you guys can see what's going on. Then this is just going to help us test, is this getting the kind of data we want? And then we go from there, okay? So you would go to run row 15, and I call this a dumb scrape because it is dumb. It's like you're not getting the exact data you want. Yeah, you're not getting the exact data you want. You're just testing to make sure it is collecting all the data, sending it, and that you can then do something with it. And by the way, for some of you, actually, dumb scrapes might be more than enough, because where did we put it? We put it in a sheet called test 2, right? Test 2. So we come over here. So this dumb scrape, we called it Elma test. So it is getting a link. It's getting decoration. It is getting data. So we could start to say that, yes, we are starting to get something with this data. So like that would kind of clue us into we're on the right path, right? And then what I'm putting in the menu of the same kind of scrape. I am, because we're running a little bit low on time, I'm not going to go through this in great detail, but what I'll do is I will show you that what Sheets Genie does is it lets you put in, these are like your different selectors, okay? It'll let you put in, these are the selectors here, and these are your field header row names. And using the steps that I teach in the course, or with Selector Gadget, really, you can start learning how to select elements, put them in, and then testing them to receive data. And this is kind of, it's not like a strict science. It's a little bit of art where you're kind of like guessing stuff and seeing what happens. And then you play with it a few times and then it starts working. So it's kind of a game. It's kind of a puzzle. So I'm not going to walk through the whole selecting process right now, but what I will show you, the background. So this is the AppSumo deals sheet. It looks really clean, nice, organized. You just come here, you put in this URL, you run the row. All the stuff that's hidden is all that stuff that walks you through the steps of creating it. So for this, to create this sheet, I went through those steps. I did my dump scrape. I got tips here on selecting. These will help you do like more selecting tips. This will teach you how to get specific data from each element, right? So I titled the different data: product title, link, deal type, deal description, ratings, deal price. This is what I titled the field header, the row. And if you look over in the AppSumo deals sheet, you'll notice product title, link, deal type, all this. These are the headers there. So this is how it matches up with what you're setting in the sheet. Let me come back here. These selectors, you noticed this was this. Okay, so this is actually would be a better selector: div AppSumo deal tile if I dug into it. So this is the app. This was the selector I used for that, and then this is like, let me show you. If we let's just do this for fun. Let's come over here, and this is selector gadget. Like, let's pop this in here, right? So good. So it selects all these things. Like, it's the same kind of a deal. What you've got to imagine when you're selecting little details from each one of these things is that this gives you the big kind of a picture, right? But what you really want is like the individual things from each element later. So what you might do is you might do something like this. Here, let me start over again. Let me do this. You know what? Let me show you another trick you can do. If you right click, this is how you inspect HTML, guys. Like, if you want to look into code and stuff like that, you do inspect like that. It pops stuff up. All right. So like here, you see how I'm like, I have like highlighted this. It gets all those things. I don't want all those things. I want to target just one thing right here. Let's call this like a deal tile or something like that. It has all this information below within it. This is how you end up targeting selectors. You kind of get into it, whether it's with Selector Gadget or with looking at the code. You can do things like right click, copy, selector. Okay, so these are different things. I'm going to try to get away from this because I feel like I'm going off track, but I want you to know, like, it's not that hard to copy selectors. I would spend like maybe 10 minutes in the course, and you'll probably, like, all the free previews, and you'll already know, I would say already 70% of what you know. Then it's just becoming more of an expert after that. But you can go from beginner to I can scrape like super fast. All right. So don't be scared. There are different methods. You can use Selector Gadget. You can copy selectors. You can do all that. And all all you're doing is you're copying the selectors, and then you are pasting them in here. And the only thing special that you're doing, the only thing that you're modifying from the selector is you're telling Sheets Genie the data to get. Here, if you don't tell it something like link, like, look, these are all the attributes to use. I've kind of spelled it out. These are like the special codes you can use, like link, or an image link, or the HTML, or an attribute. These are like special commands to Sheets Genie. This says there's no special command here. So this tells Sheets Genie, I want the text. Get this element, and I want the text from this element. But this says link, and this is saying, look, Sheets Genie, I don't want the text from this. I want the actual link, the URL. So that's where these kind of special instructions like the image link come from. And the result of doing all this, which seems like magic after you do it, is it goes ahead and it collects it. And these are all results of the selectors and the header that's associated with it. So it's pretty straightforward once you start playing with it, but I really think it's something that you have to play with just to see the cause and effect. Does that help at all, Elma? Or have
It does. It does.
Okay. All right. So the reason I'm going to stop kind of giving a little tutorial on how selectors work is because, like, I hope it made you guys a little more confident that you can do it. I hope that's what it did.
Okay.
But now I'm going to show you one thing, like Elma had pointed out, that's cool about Sheets Genie is that it is less complicated than a lot of scrapers. You get the immediate effects. But another thing that's really cool about it is you can do stuff with Sheets Genie that I have not seen anywhere else. Like, I mean, this is kind of really why I started digging into it and building my own stuff, because I was like, I want to do this stuff and it doesn't exist. So I started building it. All right. So since we all are familiar with AppSumo products, I'm going to show you, this is a real use case. Well, the other one was too, but this is something I have used personally because I buy a lot of products from AppSumo, and I'm going to give you, you're going to briefly get to see my account because I'm already logged in, I hope. Let's see. This is taking me forever to, there, okay. All right, so finally logged into my account. All right. So here's some of the deals I've bought. Don't judge me if you don't like them. So you can see I'm an AppSumo Plus member. I told you, I'm one of you guys. I buy this stuff. Now, if you'll notice, like, I have 16 pages, 16 pages worth of, like, I've been with AppSumo like 11 years. So a lot of these look like duplicates because they're, I buy multiple codes for these. And if you look at everything, it's just kind of, yeah, see, I love automations. I went all in on Hexamailer, but if you see, there's a lot of codes and I have no way of organizing them. It's just a pain in the butt to organize them. So what I did is I built, excuse me, guys, I built this setup to help me organize it, and I'm gonna walk you through this briefly just so you can see how it works. So what this does is this goes to the URL, the AppSumo products, and this, okay, here, let me toot Sheets Genie horn a little bit more. For like a lot of scrapers, you're like, oh man, I want to scrape stuff behind the logins, but now I have to give my special login instructions to the scraper, and then the scraper has to have cookies, and there's all these kinds of things to try to work behind logins, which it'll work. But what's simpler and easier is if you are just already logged in to the page you want to go, and Sheets Genie just opens it, and you're already in. So it's a billion times easier. I'm not saying Sheets Genie is going to work for everything, but I am saying that it's my go-to. It's my first thing I go to because it is simpler and easier and gets the immediate effects.
Okay, actually, there is a question about that. So is there any difference between a logged in user versus guest user when we scrape websites?
Well, I mean, it just depends. Okay, so like it just depends on the website that you are going to. Like, I mean, if you're like, hey, I want to scrape a website as a user that's not logged in, like any public website, whether it is, AppSumo deals or real estate, Zillow, whatever, you're like, hey, I just want to scrape that kind of stuff. You don't have to be logged in. You can just scrape the stuff. But now you're sometimes in a situation where you're like, I want to be logged in because it shows me stuff I ordinarily wouldn't see. Like if you're logged into your account, it's going to show you all your purchases, right? Or you're logged into a tool that gives you like, data, and you're like, I want this data from behind the login. Well, you're going to want to be logged in. But what you do not do with Sheets Genie is you don't give Sheets Genie your login info or anything like that. You just simply are logged into the website so that when you go to the website, it gives you that logged in view automatically, if that makes sense. Does that answer the question, or am I just not
Yes,
interpreting
it does. It does.
Okay.
So basically, Sheets Genie is not going to keep any of your passwords or anything like that.
Exactly. So like
Okay.
my whole thing is I will do it if necessary for tools, but I hate giving data. Like I hate giving anything to tools, names, password, everything. That's why I created this, the way you log into Sheets Genie and create your account. You just go here and you create your account. There is no password. There is no login. It's just completely connected to the account that you're logged in with. Like I'm logged into this account, so that's what I get. I haven't given Sheets Genie a password or anything. It's just everything. I try to eliminate passwords whenever possible, if necessary, and that also translates to web scraping. Like I don't want to give stuff to people if I can help it.
Okay.
Okay, so really quickly, how are we doing on time, Elma? Because I can keep going, or if you feel like, hey, Dave, we got a lot.
They're actually asking for more use cases. So, like, hey, can you?
Well, so let me tell you what I was going to show you with the AppSumo demo, and then they can tell me if they are interested in seeing this or not. Okay, what I was going to show you guys is how what Sheets Genie can do is it can go like behind the login, like it could go in and it could get all my AppSumo purchases, right? And then it could go ahead and put it into a spreadsheet for me. So let's just pretend, for example, these were all my AppSumo purchases. Then what it would do is it would like automatically do things like removing duplicates and get more info about the organizer so that everything gets really well organized. Is this something that the audience wants to see and hear more about? Or is it something or would the audience prefer that I talk about something else? Because this is for you guys, not for me.
Okay. So anyway, in terms of use cases, you can also do scraping from Amazon, AliExpress, Alibaba, right? So it's basically any site that is available.
So any site that is available. And so what I've done, okay, you know what I have done, guys? All right. I have done for Amazon, like, I mean, if you want like a quick start, for example, I can show you that. Like web scraping and automation. The do-it-yourself was what I showed you, how you can like set up many of the same kind or individual page elements. Done for you, I am going to play with this a bit. Right now, I've provided 3 done for you examples. All of these things are things that you could have created on your own, but I created it for you if you wanted to get up and running fast with Sheets Genie and you wanted to do something. So for example, let's say we wanted to scrape Amazon reviews, right? So I'm going to click here. This is a done for you example. What Sheets Genie is going to say, hey, this is going to get an Amazon reviews control center sheet. You want to do that? I'll say, yes, I want to do that. And this will create you see this created control center Amazon reviews. This will now let me start scraping Amazon reviews pretty quickly and easily. So for this, you could put in any URL you wanted to. I put in a learn JavaScript quickly URL, but you could put in anything you want. You could put it in a sheet named Let's do Sumo deals Amazon. All right, and let's go ahead and scrape. All right, let's scrape 5 pages and see how we do. All right. So I'm hoping the Amazon selectors have not changed. Sometimes selectors change; it just happens. But let's go to run task row 12. All right, and what this is going to do is it's going to start talking to the Chrome extension. Like I said before, it goes to Amazon because that's the URL you put in, and it starts talking to it and going through these things. You're going to start seeing. You see, it's clicking through everything super fast. I don't know if you can see this, but this is like a super fast scrape. So that was already 5 pages, and sometimes the tab doesn't close. It's fine. You just go back over here. Did we do this from, let me see, was this the right page for this? Did I do this on, or did I do it from this sheet? I did the Amazon. Oh, Sumo deals
Yeah,
Amazon.
right.
Boom. Okay. So there you go. So I just executed that, and it just got like all the stars. It got all the review title, the reviews, and that is, I mean, that was like 50 reviews in like 10 seconds, but you could have done all of them or as many rows as you have. Like that's the only limit is, the Sheets Genie rows is like, that's the only limit. So that is that. And then you can do, similarly, you could do for done for you, like the done for you that I have right now, Amazon reviews, Amazon products. I think the links on page is like super cool because it goes to any page, grabs the links, and then it will analyze them. Do you guys do people want to see a links on page analysis or a demo or no?
We will do that a bit later. Okay, so there are some questions too about.
Sure.
Okay, so
Okay.
what
Yes.
about the limits on scraping? Like AppSumo hits you with 503 if you hit on automation after a few hits.
Interesting. What limits have you guys hit on AppSumo?
I don't know because I haven't tried it before. So Abhishek, if you can tell us exactly.
See, what
Yeah.
interests me about that question is how is this person scraping AppSumo? Are they scraping AppSumo with a third party scraper that's scraping presumably in the cloud, or are they scraping trying to change their VPN, their proxy, their user agents? Like are they trying to do that? Like I think I haven't had much problems or any with AppSumo, if any, because among other things, I can, delay the time between pages scraped if I want, but it's me, it's natural. It's like kind of, I'm a regular person. I'm not trying to mask who I am. So I haven't encountered problems, but yeah, I'd be curious to see if this is a problem because it's AppSumo or if it's a problem because of the tool,
Okay. Now, I'm not sure if we can do this today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have too many questions, in fact. Okay, can you
All
show
right.
how to scrape all comments for a YouTube video, or can it be done?
I think it
I'm
went.
sure. I'm sure it can be done. I'm sure it can be done. So
Yeah.
what I would do is I'll talk about this. I'll talk about this later when we start talking about giveaways. But this would fall under the category of a use case. And yeah, a use case. I'm sure scraping YouTube comments can be done. It's just a matter of scraping many of the same kind. Perhaps scrolling clicks to get like all the results you want. But yeah, that can be done. And maybe I can do a. Maybe I can pick a couple of these and do like templates for the for your audience. Like like maybe you guys can pick like the top 2 or 3 that you guys are interested in, and I can see if I can build them out for you and see how I do with that. If I did it like right now, that would take up the rest of our time, and I
Okay,
wouldn't be able
so
to do that.
or maybe we can do another live stream for that, like just.
Oh, sure, yeah,
But
maybe we can
basically,
do
it
that.
can be done, and yeah, so basically, it can be done, and I think similar to subreddit, you can also scrape subreddit discussions, right?
I'm pretty confident. So like the deal with scraping is pretty much if it's on the page, you can scrape it. That's the deal. There's very few websites that will straight up block you from scraping, and the way they block you from scraping is they don't let you run JavaScript on them. So I'll give you an example of a site that you cannot scrape, which is interesting. I've not been able to scrape the Chrome Web Store um, because Google's smart and just won't let the JavaScript run
Oh,
on the page. But everyone else, like, I mean, 99.9% of the time, if you visit a website page, you can scrape it because the data is there. Now here are some caveats to that. Some sites are super easy to scrape. They don't, they don't try to stop you at all. Some sites are harder to scrape, and I would put Facebook in that category. And the reason it's harder to scrape Facebook for me, it's not so much that they're trying to limit or block me. I've never tried to scrape so much that they've ever done that. But the way they try to make it hard to scrape is they try to make the selectors super confusing, and they try to change the selectors kind of on a regular basis so that that's how they try to stop you. Really, that's how they try to stop you. But it's like, but the bottom line is it's possible. You can do it. The more you know how to select things, the more success you'll have. That's kind of the formula.
okay. And to be clear, it's run inside our browser without sending any request to any server.
Exactly. So the way first of all, Sheets Genie, it works like, okay, so this is important to know. Sheets Genie, for it to work, you have the add-on. This is the Google Sheets add-on, but it also has the Sheets Genie Chrome extension, and you must use a Chrome browser. And I know that annoys some people because they're like, well, I want to use, Firefox, or, there's these other browsers that I know they're Chromium, so I'm going to try to see if it works on that. And I can tell you from experience, use a Chrome browser. I'm sorry if you prefer another browser, but if you want to scrape with Sheets Genie, that's the deal. Chrome extension, Chrome browser. The good news is, yeah, everything is within the browser, so you're not going through third-party kind of stuff. It's literally as if it's you visiting the page. That's it.
Okay. So some other questions like, hey, is this tool scraping with this tool? Is it legal and is it GDPR compliant?
So, so I've actually, when I was going down this rabbit hole of scraping, and I was like, I'm going to share this tool with others. I was like, I'm going to talk to a lawyer about this. What are the legalities of scraping? And the thing is, laws laws on scraping are just they are inconsistent and they're changing every time. So people, like, when you go on websites, like a lot of websites will be like, yes, as if they know the facts, right? Like, oh, scraping is like 100% legal and this court ruling proves it. It's more complicated and more nuanced than that, because the scraping laws will depend on the country, the state, the blah blah blah. It's just so crazy. It's like tax laws. No one is really ever going to understand it. So my rule of thumb is this. Like, I'm pretty careful with scraping. I if I'm going to a site and I'm clicking through stuff as a user, I'm like, well, I can either do this and like do this manually by hand, or I can scrape it. I feel totally comfortable scraping, and I don't feel like there's anyone who's gonna, come after me for doing that. And there's really no way anyone would even know that anyway, because it's me. Like I said, it's me, my browser, my business. Like it's no one else's business. It's like no one else's company is. No one else is collecting my data. This is just kind of what I'm doing. I consider what I'm doing in the privacy of my own home, and I feel very comfortable with what I'm doing. Everybody's comfort level will be different, so I would ask you what you guys are comfortable with. In general, I would say you're fine. If you're really paranoid, I would check within the laws of your own country. I would check a site's terms of service. I would do all that. I personally don't have that paranoia, and I'm not going to look into everything. Like, because, like, to give you another analogy, the number one scraper in the world is Google, because Google goes to every single website it can and scrapes it. That's how it works, right? To collect
Right.
the data. And they're not really, Google's not going around saying, hey guys, can I please scrape your website? They're not asking for permission, So I kind of, it's a little,
That's true. Yeah.
it's, the hypocrisy about scraping is like super annoying to me. So I'm not going to go down this tangent. I would just say, I feel extremely comfortable with what I'm doing. But I'm not going to tell you guys the BS that I've seen online. All right. That's what I'm going to say.
Right. Okay. So let's see. Um, oh, can you create download for scraping images? So can you scrape
I think
images?
yes, we can. I think.
You can,
Yeah.
right?
So what you can do is you can like these are, I didn't, so what you can do, I don't, let me see if I put it here. Let me see if there's another, well, okay. It doesn't matter. What you can definitely do is you can do image URLs, right? So like you can collect the image URL. So I don't know if that's what the person means, like scraping image URLs, or if they physically want the actual image downloaded. What is the person referring to?
Let's say the actual image downloaded, because there's another similar question. Will it take screenshots? For example, I want only the Black Friday deals from AppSumo.
So let me show you this, guys. So the trick to filtering and knowing stuff that you want, you're like, I only want the Black Friday deals. I showed you how to scrape AppSumo browse, right? But
Mm-hmm.
now let's say I want to scrape Black Friday. Look up here and see what happens, okay? I'm going to click Black Friday. Boom. You see what it did? It just changed the URL slightly. So this is your start URL. Like it has already filtered all the Black Friday deals for you. This is how you scrape only the Black Friday deals with that template that I showed you. That's the easy way to do it. Like the super hard way to do it would have been to like scrape all the deals and then somehow target deals that are tagged with Black Friday. Like that's kind of silly. Always kind of like look for URL or filtering options when possible.
Okay. All right. So do you have any plans to build plug-in for other browsers?
So right now I do not, because I've got a lot on my plate for Sheets Genie, just because right now Sheets Genie can do just so much. It can do like almost anything and everything. I haven't, believe it or not, I have not scraped the surface of what Sheets Genie can do. So the crazy thing about it is it can do pretty much anything and everything you want. The the real challenge for me right now is documenting it for all you guys, teaching you guys, simplifying it for you guys, putting the power in your hands, so that even if you're like I want to be like, even if you're non-techie like Elma, you're like, I can do this. And if it takes you 20 or 30 minutes to learn, but I hope you approach it like that's not a big deal, because I've just like developed this awesome new superpower skill that is so worth it. And that's, to me, that's kind of part of the fun. You not only have this ability, but you also have this skill that gives you so much flexibility and power.
Right. So, okay. So some website load content with JavaScript. So will this wait to load the content before starting to scrape?
So for JavaScript, yeah. So what I've learned with JavaScript scrapes, where it takes a long time for JavaScript to load, right? It's kind of like a pain in the butt. Like it used to frustrate me, like with Sheets Genie, like I would go to a page and the JavaScript was taking long to load and the scrape wouldn't work. So what I did was I created on your Sheets Genie web setup sheet. What you can do is you can increase delay time in milliseconds for script executions if having trouble with scrapes. The default is 2000, and you can go up to 9,000. 9 seconds is a long, long time, guys. So I mean, if a website isn't loading all the JavaScript in 9 seconds, then they are really upsetting their users, because users don't want to stick around for 9 seconds while stuff loads. But this is what I've found is the secret to pages that take a long time to load with JavaScript. I just increase the delay time,
Okay.
and I have been very successful with it.
Okay. Let me see.
So we
So,
have this question like
hmm,
it will help lot, like it will help lot for adding products on Shopify or not?
Log product. Okay, now I don't use Shopify. Are they talking about you are logged into your account and it's got stuff in your account, or are you talking about like it's just a public kind of e-commerce website setup? Like what are you talking about?
Like, I think he's asking like adding products on Shopify. I don't think we can add products from Sheets Genie, right?
Adding products on Shopify. I don't.
I think what you can do for that is you can first scrape the data from whatever website to Sheets Genie, and then you convert that into a CSV, and then you upload it to Shopify. I
There
think
you
that's how it
go.
works.
That sounds pretty cool. That sounds like that might work like that. There's also, but like I'm not gonna, I guess, gonna show or talk about it now. The documentation. I do have some. There is something cool that Sheets Genie can do, which this is actually going to be like down the road before I document it for you guys. But you can like literally go down a row of data. Whether okay, like this is just an example row. You could go down a row of data and send it to a website page and input it and click enter, and then you know get results that way. You can Sheets Genie can do it, but I have not put that power in your hands yet because I have not documented it yet or put the templates in. But that is something that it can already do. Still, the documents are happening. Which brings me to something else, guys. Look, Sheets Genie. This is something I use every day pretty much because I love it and I do a lot of scraping. Um, I am in it for the long haul because I'm Sheets Genie's #1 user, right? So I want it to stick around forever. And I was like, I thought about this, like, do I share this with other people or not? Part of me was like, this is kind of stupid to share it with other people because this is like my edge over other people, right? I can do things other people can't. Why would I share it with them? But then I was like, well, this is awesome. Like, there's something awesome about creating something, sharing it with others, interacting with others, seeing what other people do. And I'm like, you know what? Long term, this is going to be super cool. I'm going to share it with others and meet some interesting people. And this might turn into a successful business or it might not. Now, I want to stress that point right there. It might not turn into a successful business. I'm prepared for that. Like, um, even if it doesn't, guys, I know if you're like me and you buy LTDs, you get super frustrated by the guy who he promises you everything, and then you buy this lifetime deal, and 6 months down the road, 2 years, 3 years, it's just gone. It's done. All right, that frustrates me to no end. For Sheets Genie, I was like, I don't want to put users in that position. Can I offer this as a legitimate lifetime deal if this tanks and I can't make monthly revenue, can I still give a lifetime deal to people? And I was like, yes, I can, because there are virtually no operating costs because you're running this through Google Sheets, you're running this through your browser. No operating cost means I can legitimately give it to you guys as a lifetime deal and not worry about it, even if it's a bust making money every month, you guys can still have it for a lifetime. And so what I'm asking you guys to do when you buy this is, I think you'll love it, but also don't look at it as like, this is what Sheets Genie can do like right now. Look at it as like, I'm going to be doing stuff with Dave for years and years and years, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And he's going to document it more, and he's going to create new helping things more, and it's just going to get cooler and cooler over time. If that makes sense, I kind of want you to understand that's the direction. And I've been pretty accessible with people. I don't know how that's going to scale, but like right now, I'm very free about giving out my email address. I'm very free about, if you join my Sheets Genie Facebook group, you can message me. So I'm accessible, and I will tell you what it can do, what it cannot do, and what it can do, but I haven't documented yet.
Okay, don't worry. So at least I like what I'm hearing, and I like the direction you're taking. And
Yeah.
is there anything right now that Sheets Genie cannot do as of the moment, but is on top of your priority on the roadmap?
So So again, like I kind of alluded to this, my problem is that Sheets Genie can do so much, like almost like so much like crazy stuff that my problem is like I'm like right now I'm not going to be building out new features because Sheets Genie can already do it. My whole goal is like, how do I put this power in people's hands so it's simple and easy? I know how to do it for myself because I built it for myself, but now I'm like, how do I take someone who has like zero technical skills and give them a template and a Udemy course and put all the power in their hands? That's what I'm focusing my time on. And I can tell you right now, if you guys have questions, can Sheets Genie do this or not, or will it do it? I can tell you guys more about that, what it can be done but not documented yet, or what it cannot do. But if I would do something like that, would be much further down the road because I got to focus on what it already can do right now.
Okay. And okay, so another question here is, can this scraper push buttons on websites, like clicking a like button on every comment?
So clicking a like button on every comment.
Okay, it's kind of action. We need to
Right.
do.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about it. So like right now, I would say no. The clicking a like on every comment, that's a specific kind of a script that Sheets Genie wouldn't do. What it does allow you to do, but I have not documented this yet. I call it pre-scrape actions, but it's basically automations where you can say, go to this website, click this button, So what you might be able to do is string together a bunch of different clicks on likes if you want, but it wouldn't be every one, which actually it might work in your favor, like you might be
Yeah,
like,
because it's more natural.
exactly, yeah. So it could be like more like you go to, a Facebook page or whatever, and you click like on the first one, and the fourth one, and the fifth one, and the eighth one, and the ninth one, and 10th one, and then you leave. So you're only liking a few things, and then you leave. So yeah, it could do that. But as far as you go to every page and you click on like on everyone, it won't do that. But yeah, like I think it would actually be better in your interest, obviously, honestly, if to do it the way I just described. And it can do that, but I have to document it.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so this one is a use case for affiliate marketers where they scrape product URLs from a site and then just add a new column, and then you concatenate the two columns so that it automatically adds your affiliate.
Actually, it's my replay. Like I
Oh, that's
replied it to
true.
a user. Yeah, it's me.
Okay.
You what
See,
now?
it's Aris. Okay, so for public available data.
Okay, so I want to answer that question right there because that's the kind of stuff I love doing with Sheets Genie, and I have not. You can create step-by-step systems. Like the power of Sheets Genie is you've got the combination of scraping the data, putting the data in your sheet, but then you have all this massive data processing power. What's interesting is everyone is like really super impressed with the web scraping. I guess it's kind of flashy and it's really cool. People aren't as excited yet about the data processing, but guys, it is so freaking awesome. So if you go here to data process and get started, if you go to commands helper, there are some really cool things you can do right now where you can create step-by-step systems with Sheets Genie so that it's like you get the data in the page and you set and forget it once where you just click a button where you're like, I've scraped this URL and now I want to concatenate all these values in this column. Well, you just click this other run row, and not only does it concatenate everything for you, but it sets the value so that it's not just a formula concatenation. It got the value from the formula and it set it, which is awesome because it eliminates like errors in the future. It speeds up your sheets because you don't have a lot of formulas, and it's just super fast, super quick, super automatic, part of a step-by-step system. It's really cool. That's all I can tell you. So maybe I'll do another template for that later to show you how you can create your affiliate URLs really quickly if you'd like later on.
Yeah,
Okay.
to do that. Yes.
Cool, right? And another question is, can Sheets Genie scrape Google SERP with proxy support?
For
So with proxy support, so the proxy questions are always interesting to me because like whenever people ask the proxy question, it's like the assumption is that you need a proxy. And I don't know how many Google search results you're looking to search, but I can already tell you for a fact, um, I've had a lot of success. I haven't flirted too much with scraping the SERPs. I can do it, but I haven't done it at scale. What I have done at scale recently for someone is I scaled um, scraping Google Maps for business information, and I scraped with Sheets Genie. I scraped first of all. I used Sheets Genie to get 48,000 leads. 48,000 leads into my sheet. All right, and then I scraped each one of those 48,000 leads with Google Maps, and I sent the data back directly to Google Sheets so that it was like in the row. So like, let's say this company was, Acme Incorporated. I searched Google Maps for business, for the business information, and I sent the business information directly back here. And I did that for 48,000 leads. And I did not use a proxy. I did not worry about a proxy at all. And it gave me everything. So I wasn't worried about it. I don't know if the SERPs will limit you, but I can tell you for a fact that one thing you can do is you go to the SERPs in your settings for your Google search results. Instead of 10 results, set it to 100 because you can do that. And then do that scrape for 100 search results at once. So you can easily get at least 100 search results at once with no proxy. Does that scale for doing the SERPs for, thousands of search results? I don't know yet. I have not tried that, but I can tell you, at least in that instance, you don't need a proxy. With Sheets Genie, I never use a proxy. If you really wanted to use a proxy, I think that I have no proxy set up with Sheets Genie, but one thing I have noticed, like there's a service, for example, called Rocket Scrape or something like that, where they send it through, you send their URL through them to get to the page. And that might work if you really want to go through a proxy. But, I tried that a few times and I'm like, well, this is something I would do as a last case scenario if I wasn't getting data any other way. I always try it without a proxy first.
Okay, I want to
Okay.
add some more here. Like I tried scraping from Texayo using Google SERPs. For this Google SERP scraping, I used the API, not a proxy.
So he's saying he's talking about using a different scraper, right?
No, he's
Where
talking about using proxy. I think proxy will be used for social media sites, not Google SERP
Oh,
maybe.
for social media sites. Okay. So again, for the social media sites with the proxy, I don't know right now, like if you were to use a proxy, look, one thing that you could do, again, I do this like so rarely. If you want to set up proxies in your browser, then you're using a proxy like in your browser or a VPN service, then you can do that. But that is completely separate for Sheets Genie, and you would have to test it on your own. But that's how I would do it. If I were to go down that route, I would figure out, like I've got a VPN service that I use for some stuff, and yeah, like I can use a VPN, and then when I'm scraping stuff, I'm visiting that browser page via the VPN, so I could do a scrape like that. I rarely ever do that because my preference is no proxy, no VPNs. Give me the data, make me look like a real user.
Okay.
So
And
yeah.
for the 48,000 leads that you talked about earlier, how long did it take you to scrape those?
So this is the thing. So it was time consuming. What you can do with Sheets Genie. So what I did is I did that over the course of 3 days. And if you want me to talk about like some of the downsides of Sheets Genie, right? The downside is that you are using your computer, you are using your browser, so you are using your resources, and you are literally tying up your resources doing that. So what I did, and I can do this with Sheets Genie, is I set it up to scrape 15,000 leads at a time, where it would scrape one lead every 2 seconds. That's how I set it up. And then I ran this at night. Okay, I ran this overnight because I'm not using my computer. I left my computer on. I left it running. I'm doing my own thing, and that's how I did it. I did it overnight because if I was doing it during the day, I wouldn't be able to be getting any work done. So it basically took me about 3 nights of doing it. So this is an instance of where, again, I prefer using Sheets Genie. This is how I would do a major scrape for myself if I can do it. No skin off my nose to do it overnight. But let's say I was scraping 200,000, 500,000 URLs. And it's just like, man, that is a ton of data. Maybe then I would start looking at a cloud-based service where I'm not like using my own resources, where I can kind of move on with my life. That's kind of an instance where I might use a different service. So I do have like other scrapers as well. So like another thing I want you to think about when you're looking at scrapers, people are like always asking me, does this replace this? Does this replace that? I don't look at it. I don't look at this like most people. When I look at this is like, this is my go-to. This is what I use for myself, 98% of the time. But there's instances where other tools will be useful or better, and hey, I will use them if they do a better job than Sheets Genie. More power to them. I'm gonna use your tool if I think you can do better than me. You bet.
Okay, and maybe another question is, can I scrape GMB with this tool?
Google Maps for Business. I'm pretty sure you can, because I scraped literally the Google Map. I don't know if GMB is different than going to Maps and getting the Google Business, search results that way. But I'm pretty confident you can. Let's put it that way.
Okay, that's really cool. Okay, if I miss some questions, please let me know, because there were a lot of questions actually. And what we can also do is we can ask it in the post later on in Facebook, because we're running out of time. And we will Dave will answer your questions in the Facebook group. So first of all, before we go to this,
I have a question here.
sure.
You said, Dave, you said you scraped around 15,000 leads at night.
Mm-hmm.
Like after scraping the 15,000 leads, do you again start the scraping from the 15,001, or you started from the again start?
Yeah. So if you imagine that there was 48,000 leads in here, this is stuff that Sheets Genie can do. Is you can basically, sometimes when you scrape pages, let's say I'm scraping 15,000 pages, and I'm getting information from each company, and I'm getting company name, right? And it's
Okay.
this, that. Now look, I scraped this page, and for whatever reason, I didn't get a result. This happens sometimes because sometimes pages are slow loading, they don't load properly, whatever. What Sheets Genie can do, which is really cool, is I can tell Sheets Genie, look, I want 15,000. Want to scrape 15,000 of these URLs, but only get me the URLs that have not been scraped, that do not have results in it, and it will target those, right? So that's one way to do it. The other thing I can do is I can tell Sheets Genie, look, I want to scrape 15,000 leads, but instead of starting with row 2, why don't you start with row 10? So you can totally tell Sheets Genie what to do, and it'll do it. So that's how there's different ways you can get exactly the ones you want and not worry about the ones you've already done.
Okay, so any other questions, Aris, that you can see?
Can Sheets Genie can overload target websites if there is many scraping queries?
Can it overload target websites? I don't know exactly what that question means. Is it in terms of scraping queries? Let me interpret it this way. If the person is thinking that you're going to a page, and for every for every bit of information, like this is another kind of a search on the page that's eating up their bandwidth. It doesn't work like that. What eats up their bandwidth is every page that you load, right? So, I mean, if I went to one page and I scraped 1,000 details off of it, they don't know and they don't care. It doesn't matter.
At around.
So there is another question, like, can I post sheet data to my server?
Can it post to your server? So I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm not. Yeah, I don't like the only way. The only data right now. The only thing that Sheets Genie right now can do is whatever data it collects. The whole magic of Sheets Genie is right now, it posts it to Google Sheets. So what I would do is, if you want to move, I know there's different ways that you can move data from Google Sheets to other things. Like I know, I'm trying to think of how I would do it with like some other connector tools that I have, like Flowmatic. I don't know, like you shout out to Flowmatic. That's kind of a cool tool where you can send data to WordPress and create posts and stuff. You can do cool stuff. So, but I would say in this case, what you're doing is you're creating Google Sheets as being kind of your central hub for everything. And from there, you send it, or you download the CSV and upload it to Shopify. But it always kind of, for simplicity, it always goes back to Google Sheets.
Okay, right. Any other questions, Aris, that you can see?
I can't. Can it perform click on any element and scrape the next page? Yeah, I think that's basically what you did with the AppSumo products, your products, right?
Exactly. So yeah, so all that is what you're learning. What you can learn how to do is, like, you scrape elements on a page, and then if you tell Sheets Genie, like, look, click this selector, it knows to kind of click that selector for the next page, and you can tell it, like, 5 clicks is basically what you're telling it is really, I want about 5 pages. Like, click, get the next results. Click, get the next results.
Okay. So, okay, so now let's go for so BL is asking, is there any free trial? Of course there is, and in fact, we are even giving you better than that. We promise this surprise giveaway. So,
right. so let's
can we discuss that one?
Okay, so you want me to jump into the giveaway then right now?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
All right, so let's do it. So I will. So here's the giveaway for all you guys. So first let's start with the Sheets Genie, how you would install it, guys. If you go to Online Success Genie, you click About Sheets Genie, you get it free. If you click this is where you install the add-on. All right. Once you install the add-on, the way you create your account from any Google Sheet is you just get extensions, Sheets Genie account, lifetime deal, verify, create account. The second you do this, you will get at least 200 rows that you can process, scrape at once for free. You already get that for free. It's not like a 1-week trial, a 2-week trial. It's yours, okay? 200 rows for free. What's kind of special for the next couple of days is, like, if you do it over the next couple of days, not only do you get the 200 rows, but you get the bonus 50 rows. So you'll actually have 250 rows. And I describe this here. If you install Sheets Genie, add on and create an account from the extension, 50 bonus rows automatically added. Now for the giveaway that's being done with Sumo deals, these rows that are green, these are rows that you are extra rows that you are just guaranteed to get, guaranteed if you just take these steps. All right. So if you like and comment on the Facebook giveaway post in the Sumo Deals community, you'll get another extra 100 rows. This I talked about, the extra 50 just for signing. You don't have to do anything. 50 automatically added. After you create your account, if you do the mandatory web setup, so this is right here, Sheets Genie, web scraping, automation, mandatory web setup. If you do this and you prove that, hey, I was able to set this up and do a test web scrape, you're going to get, all right, you're going to get 300 extra rows. So that's pretty cool. What you'll do for proof is you'll go to this form, which I think they'll also provide it in in the Facebook group, but I'll show you right now. If you click on it, you'll come here and you'll just upload your proof, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Sumo deals. They're going to tell me, look, Dave, these are the amount of people who did all this. Give me the code so I can give all these people. And so I'm going to give them the Sumo deals, and they're going to give them to you. You're going to do these kind of steps, and you're going to get all these free rows. And then after a day or two or three or whatever, how long the giveaway lasts with Sumo deals, then they're going to give you the rows. So this will give you 300 for doing the test mandatory, the test scrape. If you invite a user and comment on the Facebook giveaway post, you get another 100. And if you join the Sheets Genie Facebook community, this is my Sheets Genie Facebook group, which is, I think if you just search for Sheets Genie, you'll find it. But Facebook groups, Sheets Genie, you just do that, and that'll give you.
The link is on top.
Yes. Here's the link. Yeah.
And the link is on top.
So the green rows, everyone gets. So you can get like a guaranteed 100, 200, 500, 50, 650 plus 200. You can be guaranteed to increase your account to 850 rows if you want, not buying anything, not doing anything. And then on top of that, if you share a use case, there's going to be a giveaway for another 200 for 25 winners. For people, guys, this for the review, let me clarify for this. I want you guys to do a touch web scrape. I want you to play with it. And then if you leave a review on the Sheets Genie Google app or the extension, another 10 for each are going to get another extra 750 rows. So you guys have the potential to really boost up your rows a lot for free with a giveaway. And just clarification, no purchase required. This is completely free.
Like I just now added the old rows. Like they are literally getting 2,550 rows if they do all these actions and they win from these winners.
They're literally getting what now?
2,550 rows for free without any purchase.
Oh yeah. So like this is that'll. I mean, okay. So it's like let's just put it here: 200 rows for free with free account. Do nothing. Do this by okay. So this is like when you create your account, if you do it by 250, if you come here, if you do it by November 30th, if you come here and you click create account, you're getting 250 rows, like literally doing nothing. You installed the add-on and you created your account. You did nothing except for that. You're gonna have 250 rows for free. Yeah.
Yeah, they're actually getting like one code for free with just doing these actions.
Like it's basically getting a 50 bonus rows code for free. Yeah, like instead of being like, hey, I have to give you a 50 bonus rows code, it's like that 50 bonus rows code was automatically added to your account. That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so just for everyone, can you, to those that are watching from YouTube right now, please join our group Sumo Deal. So I posted the link on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. And comments are turned off for, I don't know why. I also cannot make comments. Okay, guys, for those who wants to make any comments, just send me a private message. Sorry about that. I don't know how that was turned on or
and then
turned
Elma,
off.
And then Elma, before we wrap up, can I just give this is all the free stuff, but can I also tell them?
Sorry. Before we do that, okay. So guys, for you to see the giveaway, like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you have to be first a member of our group, because that's where Aris will post later everything about the giveaway and how many bonus rows you can get without any purchase required. Now we go to the offer.
Yes.
Okay. All right. The offer. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. So first of all, you guys get all this for free. I'm going to be happy if you guys just use it for free and that's all you want and need. That's awesome. For those of you who are like really into scraping like me, if you want to purchase it, this is what I am going to do. All right. So right now, if you go to, let me close out of these real quick. if you go up here to Sheets Genie and you want to upgrade Sheets Genie pricing, and you're like, I really want to boost up my row levels, there are different 4 code levels that you can buy that if you stack them, this is how you can work your way up to unlimited rows at once. This is purchasing. So what you would do is if you click on, this is a special deal I'm doing with Sumo Deals. We agreed till December 10th, 2022. That if you buy this right now, you come here, you click Upgrade Sheets Genie. On this page right here, if you click Apply Coupon right here, boom, okay? So you can get this for $44.70 each while it is on while I'm doing this deal. So already you're going to get that discount if you decide to go ahead and buy it. And let's go here. I also want, oops, that was the wrong sheet. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
So okay, so if you guys purchase it, you're already going to get the discount, but also if you're doing this with Sumo Deals, send me an email, send me kind of like proof that you purchased it and that you did it through Sumo Deals. And you can send me an email at dave@onlinesuccessgenie.com. I guess even if just send me an email there with kind of like your proof of the purchase. And I will go ahead and I'll give you guys the following bonuses. I will try to get you into the Udemy course for free. I can't promise that because the Udemy code system is not consistent. Like I can't go into it, but if possible, I will try to get you into that for free. What I'll also do is these are templates that these are kind of like private templates, but the AppSumo Deals template, I will give you this AppSumo Deals template already done for you that you can go ahead and you can just scrape AppSumo and get the deals that you want. We kind of covered that. I'll also give you this LTD's organizer template, which we didn't, I didn't walk you through it, but the whole line is, the whole idea is like, it gets all your purchases, it organizes them, it removes duplicates, it does really, really cool stuff. So if you've got tons of purchases like me, I think you'll like it. So I'll give you that as a bonus. And what I'm also going to do is I'll give you 3,000 bonus rows per code purchased. So what's cool about this is like, let's say you come here and you purchase 4 codes. So you have unlimited rows on one account. You stack this. Well, I'll give you 3,000 rows for each code. That's another 12,000 rows that you could add to a different account if you want, or you could do whatever you want with it. I'm just throwing that out there as an idea. I'm just telling you that I will also do that for you guys. And so guys, that's it. Like, I'm super accessible. If you love it and want to buy more, that's awesome. If you don't, if you just want to use it for like free, that's awesome too. I'm happy no matter what. And also thank you to Sumo Deals and Elma for doing all this. This was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
we definitely enjoyed.
Cool.
Oh, wait. So the question now from you is, what about refund? So what's the refund period?
Oh, thank you for reminding that. Okay. So like I try to make everything clear as possible when you do it, so there's no questions, but this maybe you want to do. So when you're checking out, if you click product warranty, I'm pretty clear about it. Like, you'll have 30 days. Limited warranty just means 30 days to request a refund. And what you do is just send me an email, guys. Just send me, I think I've posted this pretty clearly, but send me an email to David Online Success Genie and say you want a refund. And after I cry for a few hours, I will give you your refund and it'll be fine.
No, don't make Okay. All right. So guys who are watching us from YouTube right now, please join our group, Sumo Deals. I put the link in the chat box earlier. And Aris, a bit later, in a couple of hours, will put everything that we have discussed, like, or what are the giveaways, the points 1 to 8, the form. And we also will provide you the link where you could purchase Sheets Genie. And by the way, this is not available on AppSumo yet. So this is really exclusively launched in our group.
Yeah. So right now it's
And to
only
make sure that this 300 bonus rows per code is also not available on AppSumo.
I mean,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
right.
Like this 3,000 bonus. So like this deal is not. Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever do this kind of deal again. But it's like this 3,000 bonus rows not available on AppSumo, not available anywhere else. This is a Sumo Deals deal, guys. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, Dave, for everything. You've been very generous with your time, with your knowledge, and also with the number of rows for all of us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thanks so much.
Well,
What
thank
do
you
you
guys for having
what?
me.
And yeah, what do you mean you don't know what is Sumo Deals? That's our group name.
All right. Hey, well, do you want me to post the URL? Well,
Right, I already posted the URL. So,
okay.
hey, not sure what is Sumo Deals? That is the discount code that you need to use. Okay, one word, Sumo Deals. So you can get 70% off on per code
Yeah.
um for Sheets Genie.
Yeah. So
And
look. Yeah.
this is the link to our Facebook group. Okay, it's somewhere here on the chat, and I will also add it on YouTube. Um, and anything else so just as a reminder, we have 3,000 bonus roads per code purchase. And to get back to it, if you buy one code, that's 1,000 rows, additional
Mhm.
1,000 rows. If you buy two codes, that's 5,000 rows. Three codes gets you 10,000 rows, and four codes gets you unlimited rows.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Okay, so any other questions about the offer? Okay, so no more questions about the offer. If any
Yeah.
questions, just ask it in the group. Okay, we will reply to you shortly. We'll try to reply as soon as we could.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sure.
thanks so much, everyone. Yeah, we had so much fun learning
Yeah.
how to scrape with Sheets Genie. Okay, so I think that's it. So I hope you find this useful, and yeah, so we see you again next time. And tomorrow we have a live stream with Yash from Linkjoy. And we are going to show you how to maximize your ROI on social media.
Sounds
Awesome.
Okay,
cool.
so cool. So good night, everyone, and see you again tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye bye.
everyone.
Thanks, Dave. Bye.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Dave. Thanks, Aris.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Yeah.